All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable on 94.3 FM The Talker. I am here with my co-host, fellow realtor, husband, Pat Devaney.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you today?
You know, I'm doing great. You know why?
Why?
I feel like a winner. From the office, traveling from Blakely Street to Main Avenue in North Scranton, I got every green light.
Wow.
Nice.
I don't know if that's ever happened before. That's 5 or 6 lights, okay?
You need to play the lottery. What can I tell you?
I am usually behind someone that insists on braking.
At a green light.
At a green light.
I love that. That's my favorite.
And if anybody out there is guilty of doing that, one of our listeners, please email me and tell me your logic because I don't understand it.
And then there's this new thing on cars that every car comes with that nobody uses, you know. Really. It's called a blinker.
Right. But my winning streak ended at Ferdinand and Kaiser. I got the red light there.
But
I still feel like I won today. So I'm doing great.
Nice.
But thank you for asking. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. where we discuss real estate. We have a special guest today who's never been on the show, Michelle Haynes, co-owner of White Fence Homes.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
We look forward to a fabulous discussion with you today, Michelle. We have a full-time real estate office with many experienced realtors. We've been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can call 570-344-6724. And while you're at jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab and see what's going on at Dunmore Corners, morning, noon, or night. And sometimes you get interesting stuff.
Very interesting stuff. You were looking at it in one of the rainstorms.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's good for a snowstorm.
My favorite is when a guy crashed into the front of the Fidelity Bank right up the steps.
And then denied driving.
Right, and it's all on video. And he got out of the car, and you could watch him. It's in reverse, trying to get off the steps, and then the cops came by, and he said it wasn't me.
Very interesting. You have to be up in the middle of the night to watch that, though.
Well, you know.
View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly-jruddy.com, JRUDDY.com, where we also have listed all the popular podcast apps that our radio shows are on if you like to do the podcast thing. Check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, etc. Okay, Michelle Haynes, co-owner. You co-own White Fence Homes with your husband, Casey Haynes.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about you. What do you do? Where do you go? And how do you do it?
Well, White Fence Homes actually originated in 2015. We had moved back to the area. We're area natives, grew up in the Sweet Valley area, Kingston, but then both of us had joined the military and the Marine Corps specifically. Spent some time traveling, California, Austin, kind of dipped our feet into real estate out in the Austin, Texas area, but decided to move back when we started a family. So, and that's when we started our company, White Fence Homes. Originally, we started fixing and flipping homes through the company. Through that, I realized that I had a knack and a real passion for home staging. And realtors saw the staged homes that we were presenting to the market, that we were selling ourselves, that they were fixed and flipped. And they reached out to me and said, hey, what do you think about helping our clients stage their own homes? I said, absolutely. This is one of my favorite parts of selling real estate is the home staging process. So it just kind of grew from there and took off. And it's been such a fun ride. Being one of the only home stagers in northeastern Pennsylvania, it's just been absolutely fabulous. It's so much fun. We offer occupied staging, so that can include consultations all the way to bringing in, different pieces of art or furniture, whatever the home might be needing to just soften it up and make it more appealing, all the way to vacant staging. And also dipping our toes in Airbnb type properties, so rental properties as well.
Which has taken off.
Oh, my word. It is exploding in our area. Mm-hmm. Lots and lots of short-term rentals happening in Northeast PA, the Poconos, specifically down in Drums, that area as well. I just had a a buyer from California reach out to me asking if I could help stage a property he was looking at buying in the Pocono region. So
Yesterday we had 2 closings, an Airbnb bought 2 different listings in 2 different properties. So it's happening.
It's happening, and home staging is critical in owning an Airbnb. You want that property to appeal to people that are looking from a different state to come visit. So the staging and the photos are going to sell.
And you do
property.
photos. You're a photographer.
I also do real estate photography and videography as well.
Okay, great stuff. And so you have a Facebook page.
Yes. People can find us at White Fence Homes Inc. If you just type that into Facebook or Instagram, we have an Instagram page. They could also go directly to our website, which is whitefencehomes.com. That's homes with an S at the end.
And you could see the before and after. There's a lot of that.
You know, we could talk all day about the benefits of home staging, but when you put a side-by-side before and after, it speaks volumes because it goes, you know, you could really see the difference between either an empty room versus a properly staged one and the benefits of it. Or a before where it was occupied, they had a lot of clutter in the room and, you know, very methodically took things out and replaced them and put new things in. And before and afters are they're everything.
And most people are visual. And so staging is a word that people define differently. So I find that a lot of times it's thrown around and they think they're staging, but it really isn't. You know, it's not. It's a lot more than just moving furniture and knickknacks around.
Right.
You brought up knickknacks.
Yes.
And people love their collectibles. Mm-hmm. And when they're living in a home and selling their home and they have a coin collection, a train collection, a teddy bear collection, a doll collection, what should they do with those items?
So those items, people carry a lot of memories in their belongings. They're not just things. And I try to respect that. But when we're putting a house on the market to sell, we want the focus of the buyer's experience not to be your collection. It is supposed to be the home that you're selling. So we really want to take the focus off of your items and place it on the home and the benefits of that home, all the architectural, you know, uniqueness or the layout, or when we have a lot of things around that really take your focus, the focus is drawn off of the home itself. So that's detrimental to the home sale. It is. So I always recommend any kind of collections. And the other thing is sometimes these things are valuable. When you're putting a home on the market, you're having a lot of foot traffic, especially nowadays. You know, the market's just absolutely crazy. So I really recommend what I call pre-packing those items. Get them neatly packed up, ready for your new home. You would be packing them up whether it's before you hit the market or after. You know, once you sell, you're going to be packing all these things up anyways. Why not get those all pre-packed, ready to go to your new home? Or if you're really downsizing, we have a lot of people who are downsizing in this area. They might be living in a really big home. They raised their family and now it's time. Okay, oh my word, you know, just the maintenance has been too much. Or, hey, this is it's never going to get better than today to sell with the way the market is. They're taking advantage of this crazy market and they want to get into a smaller home. This is when it's a good time to decide, are we keeping it? Can I donate it? Can I sell it? And kind of making those choices at the time of the home sale before it hits the market can be critical.
Or if you're an older person and you want to give it to a family member, why not do it when you're living?
Exactly.
You know,
and you can tell the story behind why this was important for you to have, and now you're giving it to somebody else. So you have that opportunity now.
I think when we move, I'm going to need a dumpster.
Especially in that garage.
The garage.
Because I had to tell you, when we
it's
move,
wonderful.
I am not touching that
garage.
garage.
It's full of memories.
That garage is a disaster.
Oh, boy.
Disaster. And I was walking around it last weekend and I said to myself, how can we ever move? There's just so much stuff there.
Good stuff.
No. Disaster.
She was in there last night. She goes, "This is chaos."
Yeah, and on your website, I noticed, Michelle, you have a turning chaos into calm, and that's how you define staging.
Yes.
Turning chaos into calm. Yeah. Well, we need that in Pat's garage.
I just need more garage space, that's all.
Right. So, okay, getting back to the home, you offer staging services for any type of home, any price point.
Yes.
So someone that has a $100,000 home can benefit just as well as somebody that has $1 million home.
Exactly. Absolutely. And I've staged both types. And I take a different approach to each. Different budgets and different expectations from the buyers are going to kind of dictate how I approach each home. But say a $100,000 home is absolutely going to get an incredible ROI on home staging, because the smaller the price point, typically the smaller the home. So a vacant home that's 1,200 square feet, when you look at the pictures online, they're going to be flat, boring. You're not going to be able to tell what room is what. Is that a bedroom? Is that the dining room? What am I looking at? Is that the living room? Can I fit furniture in there? Is my sectional going to fit in there? No idea. And they lack personality. Homes sell based on emotion. Buyers look based on logic. Is it 3 bedrooms? Is it the school district I want? But they buy based on emotion. And home staging is the way to create that emotional pull that will not only bring people through the doors, because we're not really, this market, people will come. If you list it, they will come. But what kind of return are you going to get? So we have a lot of flippers in this area. And everything is our ROI. What is the return on putting in the stainless steel refrigerator versus leaving it empty? What is the ROI? The ROI for home staging is 586%, the stats show. So it's absolutely mind-blowing. It will increase your online existence, your online presence, your MLS, the way that the photos look. It'll capture people's attention. For example, if a listing has no photos, people will look at it for 2 seconds. It's at least 20 seconds if you have photos, like good photos. People will linger. And the longer people linger on a listing or in a home, the higher the chances of them buying it.
Well, most buyers start their search online.
Yes.
And when they see a home that's staged, they're more likely to visit it in person.
Absolutely.
Right? And also staged homes photograph better.
Absolutely.
Not only that, buyers truly do believe that they can look past ugly decor or empty rooms, but most cannot.
No, most buyers can't really see, and this is not a dig, it's just the way that people operate. They can't see past what they're looking at. So if you have a bonus room, but it's full of clutter, they just see it as a catch room for clutter. If it's tastefully staged as a home office, now that's value-added real estate that can really help drive the sale of a home if it's done right.
This is good stuff. And most realtors who represent buyers say stage homes make it easier for buyers to see their own belongings, and a staged home spends less time on the market.
Absolutely. And I know I keep referring to our current real estate situation where everything kind of flies, but we are starting to kind of see these homes that are sitting and they're taking the price reductions. Even if it's $5,000 or $10,000, that's a decent chunk of change. And home staging out of the gate always is less expensive than a typical first price reduction. So that initial investment in home staging services, whatever it might be, whether it's just having me come in for a consultation or full-on vacant home staging, it's going to be less expensive than that typical price reduction.
So your consultations are in person, or do you also offer video calls?
I offer video calls, so I could do it anywhere across the United States. I'm not just limited here. But I am seeing mostly doing them in person because there's just something about meeting with a person face-to-face, and I can help. If I say, well, this accent chair actually would be better placed in your bedroom rather than in your living room, which is overflowing with furniture already or whatever. And so I'll help, move these items or take down art or show them physically. Here's how high I hang the art. It looks visually best between 57 and 60 inches off the ground to center. There's a quick tip right there. A little interior decorating. If you're hanging things, a lot of people, it's a guessing game when you're hanging your own artwork, or, if you have your wonderful garage and you have posters or pictures.
I don't have room for any posters.
That'll be a project for another day. We'll get you a man cave in there.
Oh, I have a man cave.
Oh, okay. You're all right. Oh. So 57 to 60 inches is the most visually appealing for most people.
To the center.
To the center of whatever it is you're hanging. It could be any size artwork. Yeah.
Write that down, Jackie.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, that's one of the mistakes a lot of people make.
Make it too high.
Too high.
Their artwork or mirrors.
Right. Absolutely. And there's something to take into account when we're preparing a home for sale, not just doing interior design, where now we have to take into account the level of the camera when we're taking MLS photos, how that aligns with the table, and then the artwork behind it. So having both hats on as the home stager and the photographer, I can kind of piece this together to become this very complementary marketing package of a property to really just hit the market.
Yeah, but when
really strong.
It's so much better, I would think, when you visit the property in person, because you get out of the car and boom, you can see the curb appeal. You can say, well, that bush is an overgrown mess.
Right.
And that thing over there, I don't know what that is.
I try to be more tactful than that, but no.
Well, that's one thing about Patty. Says it like it
I
is.
love it. No, you're completely right.
That bush is terrible.
That's why
Because
he's
that's
not
what
a home stager.
But you know what? Those are the things that the buyers are saying while they're walking through the home.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
So, you only get one chance at a first impression.
Yep, and buyers will make a decision whether a home's a contender or not in the first 15 seconds of walking into that property.
Well, you said it's all about emotion, and it is, and love is blind. And it's like a feeling when they walk through the door. They know I've worked with people like that. They just walk in the front door, and this is it.
Right. So one of the things I wanted to bring up the importance of in home staging is depersonalizing.
Yes.
Because when somebody walks into a home for sale and they see Johnny's picture from their graduation and a trophy here and your collectibles that are very personal to you, maybe they're very unique or something, they feel like they are walking into somebody else's home. What we want to do when you're selling a home is to have them imagine themselves walking into their future home. This belongs to that, this is potentially their future space. So by eliminating our personal items, we're helping to achieve that.
And I had people I was showing houses to, and they'd go in and there'd be pictures on the wall. Oh, I know this guy. And all of a sudden, boom, we're off subject and we're talking about something else. Like you said, you want to keep your eye on the ball and what we're talking about here. And it's not Mrs. Smith's house. It could be my house.
Exactly. So
less is more is what I think you're saying there. And so, right. And so depersonalize and remove yourself from your home. I know it's hard to do because you're still living there.
It is.
But, you'll have those pictures in your new home.
Right.
That you'll be able
And you'll have a little bit more money in your pocket.
And a little bit more money.
For it.
Definitely. Okay. Michelle Haynes, co-owner of White Fence Homes. And I would like to mention that you, White Fence Homes, you've won multiple awards in 2020. Staging excellence, client care excellence, and staging excellence. And you are also in the top 100 most influential people in real estate staging.
Yes, those were really awesome awards to receive. I was very honored to receive them. I'm currently in the running again for the most influential by the Real Estate Staging Association. It's an international association. So to be recognized by both my peers and the general public for that is pretty awesome. So
wonderful, and congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
we thank you for your service, too.
Oh, thank you.
In the Marine Corps. We appreciate you and Casey.
Oh, thank you.
We're headed towards a break. Before we go, Pat?
Yes, we have a home that could use a little staging. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's in the heart of the Hollywood section of Dunmore. It's at 1606 Quincy Avenue in Dunmore for $183,000. This home has got a detached 1-car garage, a nice-sized yard, a covered front porch, a laundry room, a covered concrete rear patio in the back of the house, a fireplace. It's got a beautiful original hardwood floors and original woodwork throughout the home. This home is in need of some TLC, but with some work and some sweat equity, this diamond in the rough could be a real beauty. That's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a garage at 1606 Quincy Avenue in Dunmore for $183,000. That is listed by Liz Vaccaro of our office.
Thank you, Pat. Michelle, would you kindly give me, at the beginning of the show, you gave us your Facebook and your website, but give those to me again as well as a phone number, please.
Sure thing. Our phone number is area code 570-763-1200. So we could be reached directly that way. Our website is whitefencehomes with an S at the end.com. And you could search for us on Google or Instagram using White Fence Homes as well.
Thank you, Michelle. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21, Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We'll be right back.
The talented team of professionals at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. They're not just real estate agents, they're agents of change. They're on a never-ending quest for the best for you and your family. They can help you find precisely what you want at this time in your life. A computer, a website, an app, and a listing by itself can't do that. They're obsessed with better and deliver extraordinary, embracing the what if, not just the what's been done before, with a level of accountability and honesty not found anywhere else in the real estate industry. Don't settle for average, okay, or just all right. This change in your life is monumental, and there's only one Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate that will help you rock that change. Call 570-344-6724 and visit jruddy.com, JRUDDY.com. Each Century 21 office is independently owned and operated.
You are rejoining the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
And we're back.
We're back with Michelle Haynes, co-owner of White Fence Homes.
Yes, it's such a pleasure to be here today, and I'm having such a fun time.
We're having a great time with you as well. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
And you're the best-looking Marine Corps veteran I've ever seen in my life, all right? Can I say that?
I am blushing. Let the listeners know I'm blushing like crazy right now. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, and thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
You and Casey. We
Yes.
haven't had the pleasure of meeting Casey, but Casey's your husband, co-owner of White Fence Homes. You stage homes professionally. Mm-hmm. You also offer videography and photography of homes for sale. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You started, which I find very interesting, you purchased homes and you flipped them.
Yes, that's how we got our start in Northeast PA. Now, we did do real estate back in Austin, Texas. That's where we dipped our feet in. And that's actually where I originally got this idea placed into my head of the value of home staging was when we sold our first personal home. It was actually interesting because I had been listening to a radio talk show in the Austin area where it was Realtor Radio. Every week they had their own talk show, just like you guys. And I would tune in weekly, and they just would give these awesome tidbits. They'd have these great guests on. And so when it came time to sell my own home, I'm like, I'm hiring them because they know what they're talking about. They're fabulous. And on the first visit with the realtor, he said, we're going to be bringing in a home stager. You have a lovely home. You have awesome pieces in here, but the home stager is going to really be able to fine tune what you already own and help this your home photograph really well. And we're going to knock it out of the park for you. So the home stager came in, and it was such a surreal experience. It was really positive. She helped us shift some furniture in a different way that I had never really thought about doing, because when you're living in a home, you get used to the layout, but the layout that you're used to might not be showcasing your home in its best light for walkthroughs or for staging, or for photographs. So she came in and just, blew my world away with that. And then they hired a professional photographer as well. And just seeing the difference between what my house looked like when the realtor first walked in compared to how it was being marketed was incredible. And we got way over asking price. We had so many showings. It was such a hit, like a very successful sale. And I never turned back. It opened up a whole world of like, wow, this is real. This is tangible. I experienced it myself. I remember holding a sign up, taking a selfie with my husband of our proceeds from the sale of that house and being like, holy moly, there's something
Unexpected.
to this.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So every home that we've ever sold, we've staged. And we've had professional photographs taken. It's just a non-negotiable. Doesn't matter what the budget is on the home. They will be staged and they will be photographed properly. So, and
A lot of markets, they do that. Our market, it's not
still a new thing, but
Yeah.
it absolutely across the United States, it is just a given that the home will have a home stager come through. The realtors will, they have an alliance formed with a home staging company. White Fence Homes is my company name. If anyone wants to ally with me, partner up with me. And then professional photography, it's just the standard of realtor customer care in a lot of the country. And we're catching up with it.
Yeah, that is more so the majority of homes on the market now are, couple years back, no. But
right.
now the photography and even the drone pictures
Right.
are taking off. But this home staging, not so much.
Right.
And people, you bring up an interesting point because you have excellent taste. And a homeowner, they think they may have had an interior decorator come in and they feel that their furniture is placed exceptionally well. And it is.
Mm-hmm.
And their taste is impeccable, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they can benefit from home staging because their decorating may not appeal to the general public.
You took the words right out of my mouth and I've had plenty of clients where they did have a professional interior designer come in and do this, very expensive furnishings and drapery and everything. And the home looks gorgeous. And you could see the people, the homeowner's personality really shining through all of these furnishings.
But it's the homeowner's personality.
Exactly. And we're not selling, when a home's on the market, you're not selling your personality anymore. You're trying to get the most money for your home. So kind of redirecting your attention to focusing on marketing this property for the greatest number of people. So mass appeal, which is going to usually involve making a space more neutral. So we're talking about potentially, just removing some of the bright colors or the more extravagant sculptures or, artwork that might be a little bit more personal taste or distracting. Again, when we're putting a house on the market, we don't want to be we're not selling your things. You're taking those with you. We're trying to sell the property itself. So kind of taking the focus off of all of those items or I call paint cash in a can for a home seller because I know homes will sell right now no matter what. But if you really want to get some solid ROI, a $30 can of paint can increase your profits off of the sale of the home exponentially because you're going to have people who are going to walk in. This home is ready for me to move in now. I'm not looking at, those bright red walls that we've seen. They were really in. That was a thing to do. Or like multicolored rooms. You have a purple room, you have a blue room, you have the yellow bathroom and the red dining room and this. That was super awesome, in its time. But now what home buyers are more interested in is a neutral palette that will go with whatever they're bringing in. So if they're farmhouse modern, if they're, industrial look, so grays, gray walls are, but not cold gray, kind of a neutral gray. I recommend those colors. And even people are leaning more into whites now, which not stark white, not like apartment white, but kind of the creamier white or a grayish toned white, calming colors, neutral colors. So just kind of keeping that in mind.
Turning chaos into calm.
Yes,
Michelle Haynes, co-owner of White Fence Homes, co-owner with Casey Haynes, her husband. How does someone get in touch with you?
Please reach out to me. My phone number is area code 570-763-1200. That's my office line. And they could visit me at whitefencehomes.com. You'll see some before and afters there. You can get more information about the different services that we offer and fill out a contact us form there as well, or find us on Instagram or Facebook.
We're going to have Michelle Haynes back next week for another show. Remember to tune in next Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to listen to more of the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker.